I just finally got through, not to Ipswich Police. I was calling them for about 10 minutes, as you just saw. Useless, absolutely useless police force. Spoke to another, group that works with the police. They actually answer their phones, unlike the police. Fundamentally, they just told me that, well, even if police take me to go get my stolen property, my dog, etc., then that would still be a breach and I would still face jail time. So, fundamentally, they're telling me that I have to just take matters into my own hands. She did say that, oh well, I could go into the police station and I could ask them to help me, they could go get my dog for me, etc., etc., but they should have already, she said. And so I said to her, well, so you're basically saying that they're not going to do it, they're not going to do their job. And she's saying, well, that's not what I'm saying. And then I'm like, yeah, but that's what you're implying, because otherwise, like you said, they would have already done it. I'd already have my dog. They would have already returned my stolen dog. So the fact that they haven't already returned my stolen dog when it's been reported to them that my dog has been stolen goes to show that they just don't want to do their job. They just don't want to help me because, I don't know, they don't like me. They're anti-white. It's the only thing I can put it down to. If I was a non-white man, for example, let's say if I was an Aboriginal and somebody stole my dog, okay, would the police neglect their duty to serve us, and would they just, oh well, too bad, so sad, and not do anything to help? And would they do that and risk being labelled as racist for not helping a poor innocent Aboriginal man get his stolen dog back? Obviously they wouldn't, because of the fear of being persecuted or labelled as racist for not doing their job because he's an Aboriginal man. Whereas it comes to somebody like me, because I'm white, oh well, doesn't matter, your dog's been stolen, too bad, so sad, fuck you because you're a white man. So yeah, I guarantee if I was Aboriginal, I would already have my stolen dog back, because they wouldn't risk being labelled as racist and not taking it seriously. Whereas comes somebody like myself, just because of the colour of my skin, because of the race that I happen to be born into, right? I didn't decide to be born white, but just because I'm born white, they decide, oh well, too bad, your stolen dog, so sad, nobody cares, because they're anti-whites. It's the only logical conclusion that can possibly make sense. Otherwise, they would have already got my stolen dog back. We're at the point in Australia now where if you're the victim of hate crime, you get bashed because of your race, right? If you're white, the cops don't help you, they don't care, they actually help people bash you because you're white. They help join in, act as complicit parties in the hate crime against you and actually help you get bashed for being white. And now we know as well that even if your family members are stolen from you, right, your dog's stolen, the police won't help you. Why? Because you're white. So I guess I'm just going to have to take matters into my own hands. Obviously, I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to be very wise about this. I'm not going to do anything that would allow them to use my actions against me to try to frame me for criminal behaviour. Okay, so I'm going to be 100% legal. I'm not going to break any laws, not going to commit any crimes. But I will take matters into my own hands, because obviously the police don't want to help me because I'm a white man, and I will get my dog back. It's come to this point, folks, that we can't even rely on police to help us because we're white. Whereas if we had slightly darker skin, they would help us because they don't want to be labelled as racist. So that tells me we need to keep promoting the lexicon of Go Free, and it is so important that we do, until we can get to that point where the police are also just as intimidated or afraid to be labelled as anti-whites as they are to be labelled as racists. So that they will actually help white citizens as well and treat us as equal citizens, not as subhuman second-class citizens on the basis of our race. keep being loud about pointing out anti-whiteism and anti-whites, this anti-white double standard, all right, this anti-white standard of bigotry and hatred, discrimination towards folk on the basis of their race if they're members of Western kind. And again, the only way we can put an end to this discrimination and actually be treated as equal citizens in the countries that we built, our own homelands. We're not even classed as equal citizens in our own homelands because of the colour of our skin, because of the race that we were born into. And so the only way we can get back to that and actually be treated as human beings, all right, actually have the police protect us, etc., the court systems not automatically, pile up corruption just to try to harm us because they don't like us on the basis of our race. The only way we can get to that stage of equality and end racial discrimination and this bigotry, is by calling it out as anti-white. Disgusting anti-white racial discrimination. And racial discrimination is always wrong, even if the victim is white. So that's what we need folk to understand in order for us to be treated as equal human beings, because we currently aren't. And the only way to do that is to label this victimization, this persecution of us for what it is and as what it is, which is anti-whiteism, anti-white racial discrimination. Take it easy for now, folks.